So here's one of these 5-speeds that's provided by Mini Sport or somebody like that. We're not really sure about this one. Came out of England. This is a customer's purchased on eBay. Got installed under an engine and very difficult to shift. And the real problem with these is they're just not very refined. You know, they add a few parts to the stock cases. There's some new welds, some new brackets cobbled in, some new machining here. This shaft has been lengthened somehow, possibly splined. The problem is they don't refine the linkage. They use the stock linkage inside, and unfortunately it's just too dark to see down here, but we're going to try to show a couple quick things. What they've done here, you can see the shift fork. This is what has to work on the Mini shifter, which, you know, nobody's going to try to tell you that the Mini has got a particularly positive shift linkage. But what we've done here is they've taken out the detent. There's a big ball in the side of the gearbox there that's spring-loaded that's supposed to put force on these to click them. And so without that, you can see that we can pretty much engage. That's reverse because there's no detents on the shift mechanism internal. So we can just move it in and out by hand. Now normally it would take a pretty good pair of pliers on this shaft to snap it into the next detent because there's a tight ball and spring inside this case here. But they've done away with that, which leaves this feeling rather vague. So the other problem is now you've got this much space where normally there would be first, second, third, fourth, and over to reverse. But here in the same space that used to be first, second, third, fourth, now you've got a fifth gate. So it's so subtle. From there to there is where the second and third gate would be, but now they got to cram a fifth in such a tiny incremental turn that there's just no way. See, there's reverse. Fifth is somewhere here, but so's third. Third and fourth are like that. Fifth is somewhere like that. So you just can't get these to work with the, admittedly imprecise shifter that the Mini uses. I'm going to try to show a 4-speed box, and taking a look at the linkages internal here where I can see them without all the gears in the way, and I'll try to illustrate the real problem is they use the same linkage set inside this 5-speed, making no provision for it needing extra room to grab fifth. And so what you get is an almost impossible box to shift. And unfortunately, it's not broken, it's not damaged, it's just not very well designed. They added all the right parts, but being able to engage the gears in a useful way while you're driving is just lacking. And there's not much you can do, because it's all the standard linkage. There just isn't room for a fifth. Certainly not with the kind of slot built into most of the shifters. All right, we'll try to show another box here to illustrate the internals a little better.